Good morning, everyone. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time you're watching this. Welcome to Good Morning Black People with Morgan Rees, and I am your host, Morgan Rees. I hope everyone is doing well today on this thankful, thoughtful Thursday. I have an amazing guest, and his name is Kevin Knight. He's a distinguished CEO and executive of Urban Events Global. So, guys, it's time to go traveling with Kevin Knight. Kevin was born in Frankfurt, Germany, and he grew up mainly in Louisiana and Texas with a sprinkle of South Carolina. His mother was in the U.S. Army for 22 years before she retired, and it afforded him to travel. He visited different places, and it forced him to meet and assimilate with many types of people and cultures. So, without further ado, we're going to do a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to come back and we're going to chit chat with our CEO, Kevin Knight, Urban Events Global. Welcome, and we can't wait to see him and enjoy. Good morning, Kevin. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing all right. How are you?
I am wonderful. Well, I would like to say welcome to Good Morning Black People with Morgan Rees, and I'm your host, Morgan Rees. Guys, this is an amazing gentleman. He's traveled all over the world. When I get older, I want to be like him. He is CEO of Urban Events Global, and I've already done an introduction of him, and you're going to let me stop talking. And Kevin, tell everyone again who you are, where you're from, all the things you're about, your new organization that you have of traveling. And you know, all of us love to travel. I always say we're gonna save money up, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go there. Share your journey with us.
So, Morgan, first of all, thanks for having me
You're
this
welcome. Thank
morning
you
or
for coming.
afternoon where you're at. But no, my name's Kevin Knight. I started UrbanEventsGlobal.com I'd say over 10 years ago at this point. But it started off as a camping trip with me and some friends. Now it's blown up to be called Urban Camp Weekend, which is a pretty large event. This year we'll be going into our 20th camp. But we started traveling to different places and different islands and basically all around the world, from Thailand to Ghana, St. Lucia, Dubai, Cape Town, South Africa, Rio, you name it. And we've taken a group of people there. And my goal is to take mainly African Americans all around the world in group travel excursions and events. A lot of times, like you said, people want to travel, people want to get out, but either they don't necessarily know how to or know the best way, or they just don't have the friends or associates to travel with. So we curate these organized groups of people to go hang out. And when you're traveling with a group of people, like-minded individuals that understand the culture, understand where you're from, it makes it a lot easier to assimilate in different countries and just flat out have a good time. So traditionally we'll do touristy stuff during the day, have some fun at night, touristy stuff during the day and have some fun at night. And so we mix it up, have a good little time. But that's part of what I do.
Wow. Yeah, as I told you, I'm on this new traveling journey. I've actually never been anywhere except up north and down south when I had my first trip to Mexico. And it was like I was like a kid in a new house or a new candy store, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I've been missing out on so much.
Where,
So
where'd you go in Mexico?
I went to Cancun.
Okay. Okay. How was
That
it?
was my leading up to my before my 50th. so
Okay.
this,
Okay.
yeah, so this year, Lord's willing, I'm trying to figure out where to go. And when I looked at your profile, and I said, he looked like he's explored life.
Yeah.
You know, a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
us don't have the opportunity to explore life. So it was definitely fun.
Yeah, no, my I was born in Germany, and you mentioned that earlier, but I've my mom was in the military for 22 years, so I traveled my whole life. So, part of that is just meeting new people, meeting diverse people, meeting different, cultures, understanding different cultures, different perspectives of life. And so when you mentioned Mexico, I went to the University of Texas in Austin, and so I studied abroad during a mini semester, and it was actually in Guanajuato, Mexico. And so I studied Spanish over there for that semester, but just being in the culture, around the people, living amongst the people, like literally going to class, going to school there, it changed my perspective on a lot of different things. And they were some of the happiest people I'd ever met in my life, but they weren't the most financially able people that I've met. And so to be able to see people that weren't necessarily financially rich, but they were mentally rich and all about family and culture, it changed my perspective and wanted me to it gave me that thirst to travel more and just start exploring different places. And so that's kind of what that's the journey that I've been on for a very, very long time, you know.
Wow. And since you said that, that's exactly what I experienced when I got there. Because they always say, when you come back, you come back, you come back here. You're family now. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. We're family. Because I only stayed there for about 5 days. And I really felt like I had family. I learned about their culture with the Mayan pyramids and everything.
Yeah.
And I was astonished of their hard labor, their hard work. And they don't use a lot of their money. They don't have a lot of money to use. They use their brain and they use their hands to put to work. So
Yeah,
I
their
would
brain, their hands, their community. They really the way other cultures come together as a community is just is amazing. But it makes economic and financial sense. And so next time you travel there, I'll challenge you to, like, now that you've checked the box on some of the touristy stuff, go down some of the unbeaten paths of some of these places and really explore the stuff that's not on the touristy agenda, but the hole in the wall mom and pop shops, the different
mhm,
restaurants, and meet the locals that are just genuinely locals. Like, they live there, they farm there, they work there. They're not trying to sell you, jet skis or anything for us. They're
right.
I call them the regular non-touristy people, and you just have some of the best conversations. They typically speak more English than we speak Spanish, but it's always fun to just kind of use your hands and talk, even if they don't speak English, and just jump into the culture.
I did a lot of that because I kept saying my birthday, and I kept saying, how do you say it again? And
Cumpleaños.
yeah, 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 that's it. And I was like, yeah, Cupianos, and they was like, okay, okay. So let me ask you this: out of the places you traveled, if you had 5 places you've been to, I'm giving you 5. So you know how they say my 5 hip hop artists.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Give me
yeah.
your 5 best destinations that you would recommend to someone, or that you went and you enjoyed, and you say these are my places, and I will go there until God calls me home and I can't travel anymore.
If it's just relaxing and peace, I would say Turks and Caicos. If it's culture, Ghana, in South Africa. If it's um, fun, like just kind of living, probably Dubai. Um, if it's um, those, I could probably stop there, because some of the islands, and I know my island friends are going to kill me for this. The ones in like Barbados and Aruba, St. Lucia, but I don't want to say they start to feel the same after a while, because that's probably disrespectful. But you know, I'm not always an island person. I'll go chill on the beach and relax a little bit, but I like to, if I'm going to go somewhere, I want to be out and about. Like, I want to see some things. I could chill at home. Like, I'm
Right.
at home now. I could relax at home. Home isn't stressful, so I don't have to go spend a lot of money to go
Right.
be stress free. I could do that after this call. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, so I used to say, like, when someone said, well, have you been up north? Because I'm from up north. And they said, well, you go to places that you don't get when I live in the South now. I like to go to places. I don't want to go to Burger King. I don't want to go to McDonald's. I want to go to
right,
Wendy's. Or if I get a cheesesteak, I want to get a cheesesteak at this place because I had a cheesesteak at this place. I'm going to get a cheesesteak at another place.
yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. If you're going to the islands, you experience and explore it so much on a consistent, constant basis, you like change.
Right, because you go to these places a lot. Even if I go somewhere twice, then I've probably seen a lot, especially if it's an island. Because to be honest with you, islands just aren't that big, so it doesn't take much. The first time around, you can stay there for 3 days and probably explore most of the island. But the next time you go there, you'll want to hang out with the locals, or if you made some friends there, you can say, "Hey, I'll be in St. Lucia in September. Let's catch up. Let's grab a bite. Show me around the real stuff, not the stuff that y'all show tourists, but show me the real stuff, the day-to-day stuff. And those are the parts I like, but those are more or less based on experiences and not based on being on a nice sandy beach or something. You know, there's a nice sandy beach close by, but I don't. I'm
Yeah.
good on that. You
Yeah.
know, I'm good on that.
Well, since you said island, because I'm looking for an island to go, and you said September, that's my birthday month. What is a good island where you could suggest? Not just
Come,
for me.
come to St. Lucia with us. Well, we're going to St. Lucia's on Labor Day weekend, September
Oh, that's
1st
my
through
birthday
2nd.
weekend. Oh, don't be tempting me now. Don't be tempting me. I
Come to
promise
St.
you. I'm trying
Hey,
to find different places to go.
go to urbanaventsglobal.com and sign up and come to St. Lucia with us. But we'll be in St. Lucia in September. We'll be in Dubai in November. We'll be in Ghana in December for New Year. So December and January, we'll be there. We'll be in Cape Town, South Africa in July, 4th of July, for like 5 or 6 days. Um, that's what we have coming up over the next few, or for 2023. And then there's some other little trips in there, but those are the main ones. Um, and so, but islands, you really can't go wrong. It's all about what you're trying to do. The reason why I picked Turks and Caicos is because they have some of the nicest beaches I've ever seen. And it's quiet, it's peaceful, it's not a lot of people around, and you can really, if you have a small group of friends and you want to just hang out, you can just kind of go and chill. Or if it's just you and your plus one or significant other, you can really go and not be bothered by people on the beach trying to sell you stuff or souvenirs. You just want to be unbothered. Um, but if you're trying to turn up, Turks and Caicos isn't it? It's not the place. It's not the place to turn up. It's kind of like when I went to the Maldives. That's more of like a couples type place because you're basically trapped on an island where it's nothing but like coupley stuff to do, which is cool. Just don't expect to go there and turn up. It's relaxation and it's. But if you want to go turn up, there's Jamaica, there's the Bahamas, there's the Dominican Republic, there's places you can go and really let loose.
Well, you mentioned Dubai. So I thought Dubai was, I know it's a rich culture, a rich country,
Mhm.
but you said you had more fun there. What's
I
so unique about Dubai that
I
stood out for you?
so I like to travel to places that have a rich culture. I never thought Dubai had a rich culture because Dubai, like I'm older than Dubai. Dubai's only been around for like 20 some years. And the Dubai that we see now, the oldest building in Dubai is probably less than 20 years old. Um, and so it wasn't one of the places I actually ever wanted to travel to. It was a layover trip on my way to Cape Town, South Africa one year. And I had a friend who was living and working over there. He's an expat over there, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to be in town." I scheduled a long layover, just so I can kind of like leave my bags at the hotel, like leave the airport, go check into a hotel for like 9, 10 hours, and then come back to the airport and get on my flight. So I decided to stay in Dubai for like it was probably 10 hours. It wasn't a long time, but we maximized that 10 hours. And he was showing me around and we kicked it. And I was like,
Wow.
oh man, this is all right. So I got back on my flight, went to South Africa. I was there for like 6, 7 days. My return flight, I had another layover in Dubai. We kicked it in some more places. And this is pre-pandemic. So this is when Dubai was like wilding. And I was like, this place is all right. This place is all right. And so I said, I got to come back. So I came back, stayed for like 3 or 4 days, and was like, okay, I like Dubai. I like it. It's cool. It wasn't what I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be like a fake version of like Vegas mixed with Miami or something. And it's better. It's better. It's not as conservative as people think. They've relaxed a lot of the restrictions that used to be there 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. So Dubai is cool. Dubai is cool.
Well, I'm going to ask you about two other places. What about Ibiza, Spain, or Mykonos, Greece? Because I want to go to those places.
I haven't been to Greece, but I actually just talked to somebody two days ago who just got back from Greece, and they said they thoroughly enjoyed it. Spain, I've been to Spain several times. Spain is dope. Like the people in Spain are just they're just an exciting people. it helps to know a little bit of Spanish, but again, most places around the world speak English. You know, most people you meet in other countries speak at least two languages, if not three or four. And
Mhm.
so, only in America do we typically only speak one language, but the rest of the people speak multiple languages. So
And then we
they're
have a problem with people who speak other languages outside of us, right?
right, right. And so they normally speak a decent amount of English to where you never really feel lost. And they're genuinely nice. Like if you're, I mean, it's hard to get lost nowadays anyway with smartphones, but I was traveling before smartphones. And so you really had to be like on your P's and Q's because you don't want to get lost, you know. But now you could just Google like, okay, like where am I? You know what I mean?
Right, right.
You can get back to the hotel. Like you can call an Uber.
I just want to go where I'm safe. Show me
Right,
where it's
right.
safe.
Nowadays, you can call an Uber from your phone, and you
Right.
know you're not going to get cheated in price because it's already it's electronic. It's you don't have to haggle with a cab driver or get taken
Mm,
advantage of. You don't even have to exchange money most of the time. Most of these places, I don't even exchange money. I use my credit card most places. So it's
really?
traveling has gotten a lot. It's a lot easier, a lot safer, you know, especially
Mm.
for women. I know a lot of like women, first of all, women travel more than men. And so some of the concerns I hear about women are safety related, but they're genuinely safe most places. But again, I mean it's regular street rules. Like don't get too comfortable in places that you've never
Yeah,
been
use
to.
that common sense up there.
Use your common sense. Like that's a dark alley. Don't walk
Don't go
down it.
there.
Yeah, like come on, you know, you wouldn't do that in the city you live in. Don't
Right,
do
that
it in another country.
part. Or don't be
Um,
like, oh, they look kind of suspect. Let me go over there and walk over there and see
right,
what they do.
right. But you'd be surprised, like how many women just travel alone. I have another website that I own called Black Travel Tube. BLACK travel TRAVEL and then tube TUBE. Like YouTube, but travel tube. And it's nothing but videos and blogs of African American content creators that are traveling the world. You know, you type in a country, you go in there and type in Greece, and you'll see that you'll see a bunch of African American, mainly women, traveling to Greece by themselves. You'll see videos, blogs. There's not a country that you could type in that you won't find on that website. And it gives you ideas on where to travel. You know, any island that you're thinking about going to, just type it in, and you'll see some videos. So it's a pretty dope site that has all the content you need.
Well, I have a slogan this year. 2023 is all about me. So this year, 2023 is all about you because you are a world traveler. It sounds like you probably. Is there any place? You just said you haven't been to Greece yet. Minus Greece. Is there any place, Kevin, that you have not been yet? And you like, I need to add that to my list. What's going on? I know I'm
I,
procrastinating. What's going on?
you know, not until last week I was reading about Tokyo, and what I read about Tokyo, like how clean and safe it was, and I was like, I never really had a passion to go, but I do now. You know, now that I've read more about it, and one of my friends told me they had a great time there, so I'll probably end up in Tokyo sometime in the next 12 months. I just got to find the right. I have to find the right time, but I'll be in Tokyo pretty soon.
So,
Um,
so what's your traveling organization, is there like a minimum amount of people that can go? Is there a certain, like, how does it really work? So say someone says, well, I'm gonna go to his website, I'm gonna see what he does. Because when I went to your website, I'm seeing all these different places and I'm like, man, they're having fun, they're having a ball. Like,
mm.
how does that work for you
it's
guys when you
it's
do
it's
it?
it's easy. So there's not really a minimum. I mean, for the most part, when I put a trip out there, I know that I'll probably get 15 people to sign up. At the minimum, you know, we'll have at least 15, 20 people that typically go. One of our biggest trips, we had like 300 people. One of our other trips was like
Where was
84
that to?
people. That was St. Thomas. That was St. Thomas. The reason why St. Thomas was so big is because you don't need a passport to get to St. Thomas. So people without passports will typically go to St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. It's easy to get to.
I
But
love that thing. I love that right there. That
yeah,
was screaming, sure.
that was in
Oh,
Aruba. That picture's in Ghana. That's like, yeah, that was in Ghana for the year of the return right there. That's in Cape Town, South Africa, and Bokop. But yeah, people would just go to the website. If you have a roommate or need a roommate, we'll find a roommate for you if you don't have one. So what I typically tell people, if you want to pay a lower price and not pay that single person price, which is typically more expensive, but if you want a roommate, we'll match you up with a roommate. We match women with women, men with men, unless they say they don't mind, whatever. But they'll have their own beds, their own space, and all that good stuff. But
So
typically,
you
people
provide the
go there.
lodging and everything for everyone.
Yeah. We provide lodging, transportation. We organize the tours. We have the buses and the vans that are personally come pick us up. We have local tour guides that are based there in that location. Typically, most of them are born and raised in the country we're at, and they speak fluent English, so they're able to take us here, answer any questions as we're going from point A to point B. We curate everything, and so it's we pretty much can hold your hand through the whole process, but we still give you the freedom to kind of go out and do what you want during the day, or during some free days or free times. And then what we'll do is we'll have a private group chat, typically on WhatsApp, to where if you have any questions, or it's like, hey, I know we don't start until 10 today, but this morning I'm gonna go try this new breakfast place if anybody wants to go. And then you put that in a group, and usually 5, 6, 7, 8 people will meet you in the lobby of the hotel and say, hey, I want to try out that place too. Then y'all come back at 10. Then at 10, we get on the bus, go to a certain tour from like 10 to 5 or whatever the case is, go to dinner. And then it's like, all right, let's go out. Let's go have a good time. Those that want to go out and party, let me know. Let's go.
You're the party man. That's
I'm
I
the
need to
party
know that
man.
you're the party man.
If it's a
What's the
big
minimum
trip,
amount of days that you
if
can
it's a
go?
big trip, I'll have like my staff that'll kind of be with you during the day. And I'm usually saving my energy for like dinner and then the nighttime stuff. As you can tell, I'm not a morning person. I literally just woke up 10 minutes before this call. So
Oops, my bad.
it's all good. It's all
But
good.
good thing I didn't get you earlier. Then you'd have been like, "Oh my goodness, she's killing me here. She's
Hey,
killing me."
you saw that email. I was like, Central Time, like, 11 a.m. Okay. Um,
So I gave you an little extra time.
you gave me some
So,
time, so I'm good. I'm good.
is there a minimum amount of days that a person, when they just sign up for a vacation? So in case they don't know, like a newbie like me, so well, if I want to do this, how many days is minimum?
It's so our Labor Day trip is usually like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it's like 4 days. Our other trips are like Cape Town, South Africa, Ghana, Dubai. Those are typically 6 to 7 day trips, only because you've spent so much time and money getting over there. You want to do a lot of different things, right? And you don't want to cram too much stuff into a short amount of time, right?
Right.
So I typically try to use holidays as days to plan my trip around, because most working people already have that holiday off. So it gives you that free day. So that's why we go on July 4th. Even though we're there for 6, 7 days, at least it's one less day you have to ask off from work.
Right.
And so but yeah, no, on our website, we have each day lined up. We just kind of give you the bullet points. We don't go into detail of everything that's going to be happening that day. If not, it would just be a lot of stuff. But people have a good time. People, if you look at our Instagram page or Facebook pages, we probably have more pictures on there than we do on our
You
on our
do.
website, just because with social media is where people are going to end up finding you in the first place. And then they end up going to your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Meetup, whatever, all these different social media outlets. But yeah, if you type in Urban Events Global into pretty much any of them, you'll find us.
So I was going to ask you that. So if they want to find you, need to figure out how to link up with you, because if they're ready to party, Kevin Knight is the man to party with people. So tell everyone how they can link up with you, how they connect you on social media,
They
find
could just
you.
they could just type in Urban Events Global. You'll find us on any platform, Urban Events Global. Or you type in my name, Kevin Knight, but my company's bigger than me. So, you'll find Urban Events Global before you find Kevin Knight.
But you're the birth of the baby.
Yeah, but as an entrepreneur, you want your baby to like live on its
Yeah.
live
Cut the
on its
cord, cut
own,
the
and
umbilical cord. Now go ahead and just
yeah,
do
yeah, be
it.
great. I'm gonna be there, but I want it to be its own
And
its
I want to
own
sit there
deal.
and just watch my work. Like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm such a
yeah,
proud parent.
absolutely, absolutely.
Well, Kevin, I am so honored and grateful that you decided to take out the time to speak with me and tell me more about your oh my gosh, your traveling
Yeah.
life and journey and your brand. Guys, check out my man Kevin Knight, CEO of Urban Events Global. This man is going to Dubai. He's going to South Africa. I mean, he's traveling. You probably think about it. He's probably been, or he's going to add it to his list to go. Reach out to him, show him some love. Definitely, you want a party. Kevin Knight's the party man. I checked out his IG. I was like, okay, they doing some things on there. So you know Morgan Rees gonna be hitting them up after the fact.
Let's do it.
Like, look, let's make some deals here. Let's see what we can move and shake about. But guys, check out my man Kevin Knight, the CEO of Urban Events Global.
All
Check
right.
him out on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. Yeah,
All of it.
all of it. Yeah,
All of it, Morgan. All of it.
Well, again, thank you for joining my show. Now I got a question. If I ask you
Yes.
to come back, you gonna come back and visit me?
Yeah, absolutely. Why
All right,
not?
that's what's up.
Why wouldn't
Maybe
I?
when you come back, I can tell you about the trip that we had together. We can,
Let's
share
do
some
it.
things. Like, dang, Morgan went there. Yeah, I did
Of course. And here's what I want. Here's what I want people to realize. Traveling is only as expensive as you decide to make it. You don't have to spend a lot of money on travel. Just always keep that in mind. Traveling is as expensive as you decide to make it. So people think travel is expensive. It's as expensive as you decide to make it.
That's a good. I like that. I like that trinket. I'm gonna keep that in the back of my brain and the front of my brain because I always used to be the one. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. Like, yeah, yes, you can.
You really can.
But this is my 50th this year, so I'm trying to do some things. So.
Yeah. And sometimes you can't afford not to. You can't afford not to get a mental break, to relax, to reset, or to just experience something different. It does something to you mentally. So you can't afford not to see the rest of the world or see different people or just to renew your faith in people, because America could kind of weigh on you as an African American at times. And then you go around the world and get shown all this different love. It's like, oh, okay, so just keep that in mind.
You said a mouthful. I was just going to ask you to share a trinket with the world, and you said a mouthful, Kevin. I promise you did. Man, we're gonna end it right there on that note right there. I promise you we are, guys. We're gonna leave it right there. Let that sink in, guys. Let that sink in from this wise traveler, this wise man who's explored life, who's lived the world. And he doesn't look like he's much older than me. He's probably younger than me, but I'm younger than him probably. But I promise you, he's lived his life as a military brat. So his mom provided that footprint.
Yeah.
And she was his baby, and she birthed him, and now he took off and he created his own baby.
Yep.
So guys, please follow Kevin Knight, the CEO of Urban Event Global. Look, do it, handle your business. This is 2023. 2023 is all about me. 2023 is all about who?
All about you.
All about you.
All about Morgan Rees. All about me.
You're another guest who did that to me. Y'all keep doing that to me. But it's all about him, you too, as well as traveling. It's all about traveling, guys. It's about doing the things you said you could not do 2022. Things you couldn't do years prior to. Life is about traveling and exploring, experiencing. As he said, the U.S. can bog you down as an African American. So many things are happening in this world right now. And you go to other countries and other cultures, and you get embraced by being an African American. They're not shunning you. They're not treating you different. They're not standing to the side. That's the whole purpose of my show. It's not about just only Black people. It's other cultures who don't feel ostracized or impacted by the stigma and the genre of the color of your skin. Because we're all intelligent people, no matter what color our skin is, right, and no matter where you come from. So guys, thank y'all for joining my show. Thank you, Kevin, again. I'm so humble and so grateful that you took out the time and woke up.
Woo, it was tough. I had a rough night.
The struggle was real.
A rough night.
You can probably go back to sleep now. I see you drinking that water, so I know you had a rough. Been there, done that, brother. Been there, done that. The weekend is coming above.
Yes, indeed.
So this is Thankful Thursday, Thankful Thoughtful Thursday. And I am thankful that Kevin was thoughtful enough to join my show. Welcome again to Good Morning Black People, wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Thank you for joining Good Morning Black People, Morgan Rees, and my amazing, awesome guest, Kevin Knight, CEO of Urban Events Global. Guys, check this man out. Go have some fun. Turn up. Thank you again, guys, and welcome to another episode of Amazing Show with me. And stay tuned for the next one. See you later, Kevin.
I'll see you later.
It's Good Morning Black People with your host, Morgan Rees, author, podcast, online personality. Good Morning Black People, discussing social views, today's news, and interviews. Subscribe today at YouTube at Good Morning Black People.